Hi, my name is Fisayo Olonfeni Tomisi.
My name is Olapade.
My name is Cindy Ure.
My name is Omogutunde Gerard.
Department of Actuarial Science. This is Ubi, and the topic of discussion is employment communication.
Subtopic:
Introduction to employment communication, modes of communication, key components of employment communication, effective communication strategy, importance of effective employment strategy, methods and tools for effective employment communication, communication challenges and barriers, communication scenarios in the workplace, improving communication skills.
Employment communication refers to the various ways in which information can be shared and exchanged among the employers, employees, and within the organization. Effective communication aims to create a more productive and engaged workforce by implementing best practices and leveraging on various communication tools. It is essential for achieving organizational goals, maintaining positive workplace relationships, and enabling employees to successfully perform their job duties. It involves a wide range of skills, including active listening, persuasive writing, public speaking, and non-verbal cues.
I'm speaking about mode of communication. The mode of communication choosing depends on the context, the audience, and the type of communication being shared. Effective communication often includes using a combination of these modes to get the message across clearly and effectively. So communication includes verbal communication. It includes spoken language and is the most common form of verbal communication. It allows for real-life time exchange of information and it's not expressed of ideas, emotion, and intent. Language is a visual gesture system used primarily by deaf and hard of hearing individuals. It uses hand shapes, movements, and facial expressions to convey meaning. Non-verbal communication. It includes body language, encompasses things like posture, gesture, eye contact, facial expression, written information. It includes text-based interactions like emails, letters, and reports allows for all the thoughtful composition and documentation of information. Technological communication. Digital media platforms enable multimedia communication through videos, audios, and interactive elements. Telecommunication technologies like phones, video, conferencing allows for real-time remote interaction. The communication mode depends on factors like purpose, audience, available technology, time constraints, and their level of personalization.
I'm talking about key components of employment communication. Effective employment communication involves several key components, including 1. Fairness. Fairness is about using simple, concise language to convey messages. 2. Accuracy. Accuracy entails ensuring information is correct and up to date. 3. Timeliness, which is sharing information in a prompt and timely manner as and when due. 4. Completeness. Completeness is about providing all necessary details and context. 5. Consistency. Consistency is ensuring messages align with company policies, values, visions, and missions. 6. Respectfulness. Respectfulness is about using a tone that is considerate and professional and polite. 7. Transparency. Transparency is about being open and honest in all communication. Number 8. Feedback. Feedback is about encouraging two-way communication and actively listening. Number 9. Clarity of purpose. Clearly defining goals, roles, and expectations. Number 10. Regular updates. This is about keeping employees informed about company news and progress. Number 11. Active listening. It's about paying attention to and addressing employee concerns. Number 12. Inclusivity. This is about using language and communication channels that reach all employees. Effective communication is a two-way process that requires effort and communication from both employers and employees. By incorporating these components, you can foster a more informed, engaged, and productive workforce. Thank you.
I'm here to talk about effective communication strategy. Effective communication is foundation to health working and personal relationship. People communicate in various ways and understand how and when to use each type of communication can benefit your abilities to communicate effectively. So we have several effective strategies in communication. Number 1, which are use of multiple modes of communication. We also communicate to others using a wide range of different communication styles without even noticing it. In an email to a co-worker, you may include a screenshot of a document, a visual and a written method of communication. When you speak to someone face to face, meanwhile, you like to use non-verbal communication with your body language and verbal communication as well. Number 2, be mindful of your tone. The way in which you say something and the medium through which you do it affects how you communicate is received by others. As a result, the tone of your voice or your written communication should appropriately match what you are trying to convey. Number 3, maintain awareness of your body language and non-verbal cue. Similar to tone, it is vital that you are aware of what your body language and gestures convey to listeners. It may be challenges to control certain non-verbal cues, especially if your struggle with emotions tied to the conversation. 4. Know your audience. To know your audience is to understand their thoughts and feelings. It involves perspective and you take time and thoughtfulness. Modulate your tone, gesture, and body language to help your audience perceive your motive and intention. Number 5, focus on what others say and acknowledge it. When you can focus on what you are saying and what others say in response, you can tailor your communication styles and connect and context appropriately. 7. Convey important points clearly and concisely. It may be tempting to insert additional information, including popular phrases to relate to their listeners, or fall back to filler words that lack truth.
There are 4 forms of communication barriers. Number 1, lack of clarity and context. Messages that are unclear and open to arguments or lacking necessary context can lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations. Number 2, information overload. Excessive information or communication overload can overwhelm employees, prioritize or absorb important messages. Number 3, cultural differences and language barriers. Differences in communication styles, norms, values, and language expertise may lead to misunderstandings or cultural insensitivity. Number 4, which is the last, noise and distraction. Environmental factors such as background noises, interruptions, or visual distractions in the workplace can disrupt communication and reduce concentration.
We're talking about improving communication skills. High-performing organizations make sure employee communication is their priority, and this is one of the reasons they stand out. There are some ways to improve employee communication in your organization. First, communicate with clarity. Overusing jargon or technical terms will only lead to more misunderstanding. Be clear while communicating. The second one is set the tone. Management and leadership of the organization need to set the tone right. They need to be accessible and they need to understand that there is a certain relationship between strategic employee communication and organization goal achievement. Another way for improving employee communication in your organization is to know your employee. You do not need to communicate differently with different employees. You just need to know your employee to understand their perception and your employee and survey them regularly. Another one is to use multiple channels. Most people need to hear or read the messages multiple times, so you can distribute a message through various channels so that it reaches people well within time. Another one is measure the effectiveness. No communication should be without a set objective, else the purpose of communication is entirely lost. There are many ways to facilitate communication, but what's the point if it falls on deaf ears? Make sure you regularly measure the engagement and ask employee if the communication strategy works. Another way to improve employee communication in your organization is to use active listening technique. Active listening is the ability to pay attention to a speaker, comprehend their message, and react appropriately. Active listening entails interaction with the other persons in conversation, unlike passive listening, which is essentially hearing without understanding or responding. This type of listening can help to develop trust with members of your team, since you may better comprehend their perspective and facilitate more meaningful dialogues. Lastly, another way to improve employment communication in your organization is to pose open-end questions. In many cases, open-end questions can help you learn much more than a traditional yes or no question. If you ask the other person to elaborate on something they have already said, and open-end questions may enable them to reveal new information. If a colleague suggests, for instance, that your weekly meeting could be more effective, you might inquire about what your team contributes to.
In conclusion, effective employee communication is a cornerstone of a successful organization. It ensures clarity in roles and responsibilities, enhances productivity, and fosters a positive and engaged work environment by facilitating better collaboration, reducing misunderstandings, and supporting smooth change management. Robust communication practices build trust and improve overall morale. Prioritizing effective communication strategies is essential